No long intro. Good morning, folks. We have some interesting price action this morning. So I've been looking at NQ, especially on a 5 minute trendline phantom. So whenever you see a very straight trend line like this, I can never trust it. Can never trust it. So I've been watching this all morning, hoping I'd be able to get in once it violates this swing low right here. Ideally, I wanted price to retrace into this gap or maybe that one, but ideally this gap. But so far it's been a straight drop, but I'm still expecting to get something on a retracement to go lower, targeting potentially that swing low right here. Let me draw that better. So this essentially acts as the shift in market structure for me. So I'm on demo right now. I've been since I got back earlier this month. Well, over the past few days, just trying to get back in my groove. This is my old demo. I guess since the year started, done a lot with this, a lot of damage. But I think it started at like 100K or something like that. But of course, demo means nothing. But let's see. So now this is something I could potentially get into, but not with a lot though. Uh, I want to see something a little bit higher, but be mindful it can just tank from here. Do I care? Same thing with ES as well. It actually has a better trend line, so in all likelihood, it'll probably be better for me to short ES than NQ. But NQ looks like it's the weakest right now. So don't want to go short yet. Main reason is because of that 5 minute fair value gap. Because let's say I do end up going short in this gap, but because the 5 minute, you're likely to leave one. So once this closes, if it closes right now like this, it's likely to draw back into it and then head lower. So even though this looks good, right? You still have to be mindful of that. And you can take it, just be mindful. Once the 5 minute closes, it might draw into this one. Especially how price action's been lately. Who knows where it can draw up into. Okay, so that's ES. I'll put one contract on ES. Put my stop here. So I'm being mindful that the 5 minute chart can take me a little bit higher. But I'm willing to risk that. So just make sure my stop, yeah. So my stop is allowing that. And the same thing for this. Because the worst thing would be for it to tank from here and then regret the whole move. That's happened a few times. You just have to be comfortable enough knowing, okay, this is probably gonna drop it. So I want to put my stop a little bit higher here. The reason being because this is considered a bearish order block. And of course, mean threshold, which would be the halfway point of that order block. So I'm also allowing it to go not only into the fair value gap, but also trade into the order block right here and potentially the mean threshold of the order block. Giving myself a lot of leeway considering I just got back. No, not this. So here's the order block. The mean threshold will be halfway point. Let's get that as well. Notice how it's drawing up into that. Seems like it's gonna close the whole thing, honestly. Wow, that deserves another contract. Better fill. That one as well. Hence why I'm only doing one contract. So had I actually went short 5 contracts, I'd pretty much be already over leverage, really. Even with a 600K a demo account, it will still be considered over leverage. Let's see. All right. This is the 5 minute, and this will be my last one. So you don't really want to see this not respect this fair value gap. If this closes bullish, I'm pretty much in trouble. So here it is. So this was the short-term swing low, or you could really consider this one the short-term swing low. Took that one out. So I really, pardon me for my voice, I really consider that the shift in market structure. So if I'm right, in all likelihood, we should see lower prices. And if I'm wrong, you'll see my stop get taken. So this is the order block. Let's get the mean threshold of that one as well. Yeah, so my stop has to allow for that, maybe by a tick or so. Okay, all right. Allowing myself a lot of margin for error here. Mainly understanding I'm a bit rusty. But let's see. So this is my standard deviation. So from this price leg to this right here. So let's say this would be my terminus. But of course, this swing low down here also has my interest. So I'll probably want to take something off at this low. At this low. So I have 3 contracts on, so I probably want to take two out at this low. Then my last one would be down here. Take a look at NQ. So same thing. I like the fact that it's not going higher right now, which is always good, but you never know. You can always turn on a dime and take away your stop. But I really want to see it close, and more importantly, I want to see the following candle close below the fair value gap, because oftentimes it can close bearish and it looks good. You're thinking, okay, this is a straight shot going sell side, but then the following candle just rips higher, and it uses this fair value gap you wanted to be used bearishly. It uses it as a inversion fair value gap, where now it acts as support to send it higher. I've seen that earlier on throughout the year. A very frustrating feeling, I tell you what. Let's see. All right, now it's time to drop back to the 1 minute chart. So there's a few ways this thing can go. If this low gets taken, then we're golden 90% of the time. If this low, and I'm really sorry for my voice, guys. If this low gets taken, so this low as well. So that's the speed bump right now. Back in the day, OBS used to let me pause when I'm screen recording. When I have my different computer, it used to let me pause, but now it doesn't let me anymore. At least I just don't know how to do it. So a lot of the time, I would be able to pause this and come back in a few minutes, let the chart run. You guys don't have to hear me talking and stuff, but it doesn't allow me to do that anymore. So I'll keep you all entertained in the meantime. Let's take a look at Forex. And choppy like you'd expect. So this, the positions I have on here, I think is I'm going long on this on the daily chart, expecting this sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency to be the draw on liquidity. So you see this where it says a buy. So I'm pretty sure I'm long on here. Let me try to show you all. So right here. So I went long down here yesterday and today. So it's one of those things. I don't even bother to put a stop since I'm on demo, and it's one of those ideas very likely to come to fruition. But since you guys are probably criticizing me, let's actually put a stop on this. So I don't expect this BISI to be traded into, or for that fact, this wick, consequent encroachment of this shouldn't be traded into as well. So I'll put it a little bit below that, because if it does, then in all likelihood, I'm probably wrong. Same thing for this. Of course, these are just me just playing around, just trying to get back into the groove of things, get my little confidence back. It's been a month or two since I really traded seriously, but I expected yesterday this would be the high of the week, but then today actually drew a little bit higher. So uh, Wednesday is really the latest. If the following day this thing goes any higher, then we got a problem. And what I'd really like to see is for tomorrow's candle to be lower, be lower than this candle. So it'll be a swing high in here. So it'll be really good long term. Okay, this is likely going to be heading lower because if we get a swing high here on the daily charts. But just watching out for that. Now let's get back to it's getting a little bit closer. Nothing to get excited about though. So same thing on NQ. It's getting a little bit closer to that swing low. But once it takes it out though, I'll be able to move my stop to break even and have way more confidence in the trade idea itself. So a lot of these things I'm explaining to you guys, it's really hard to conceptualize them, but it's one of those things, as you trade more, you kind of know when you have a good trade. And for me, if it takes out this swing low, we have a really good trade. Even better yet, if it takes it out in energetic fashion, or God forbid it takes it out while leaving another fair value gap, hell, I'd short this 50 contracts just because now it's in the 90 plus percentage that I'm most likely right. Keep an eye on this. I like this. All right. Now let's see if ES is okay. Now we have an order block. We have most likely it's going to be a fair value gap. So it's a lot of defense, really. It allows me some protection. This might be premature, but right here. So even if it trades back into the gap, hits the order block, I mean, if it goes past the mean threshold and hits my stop, likely a bad trade, but that shouldn't be the case though. And I've adopted ICT's rule of really 3 PD arrays. So price has to go against 3 PD arrays, to kind of determine, okay, if this is a trade that you'll deem as a bad trade or so. Okay, so the return into here. That's if it even allows me. So it may not. Wow. I hope I get a fill, but if not, okay. A moment of truth, guys. A lot of people, this is probably going to be their entry for today. This is the more obvious one, the less riskier one, because we've already have shift in market structure. Come on, yes, don't play around with me. I have to admit, I really miss this. The uncertainty in trading. Even though you may have a lot of empirical data or logs of examples of this working out, you'd never really know. Wow. Forgot what this feels like. It's not a good feeling, by the way. But it's different. I like it. I don't want to spend any more time in here. This is unnecessary. 2 wicks. This one should be the last one. This should be a bearish candle at close. I don't want to see nonsense here. Because they can still do what I talked about. Use this sucker as an inversion fair value gap. Trade higher. Why trade higher? I have no clue. But I've seen that. So this though, this has to be a bearish close. If not, trust me, I'll close the whole thing. I've seen this sort of stuff go south a lot. So another rule I've implemented inside a fair value gap, I really only allow 3 candles. After 3 candles, after it's traded into the fair value gap, I really need to see something. If the third candle isn't, look here. Now that's pretty much means now I have to take some stuff off. So buy. So I'm only gonna leave one, because now this trade just dropped from probably a B plus to like a C, not even a C plus, just because of that. Now this this thing has a fair value gap right here, but I really want to see it ignore it though, and it looks like it's doing so. I know some of you might be thinking, well, if this goes lower, you might be mad or might regret it, but no, not really. It's one of those things you kind of get used to. You see? Another candle. Now this can really go south. By the way, took a majority of it off, so it's fine. But I don't want to close the whole thing though, because I'm still bearish on this. So I really believe in a 15-second chart, this would look a lot cleaner. It would look like a small phantom trend line. So I still like the idea of sitting in here collecting orders before going lower. So I'm gonna let it run, of course, but not gonna have 6 contracts on it. This one, because it didn't take out this low yet, it's the same story. Bye. And that's just risk management, guys. Not really falling in love with the trade. If it's not showing you what you want to see, yeah, start taking some stuff off. Why is my stop still all the way up here? I forgot to move this. Really up here. See how hard it is for this to trade lower? This is no good. Don't have the patience for it. So now I'm really out of it. Mentally checked out of the trade. Yeah, never really want to see this. Back in the day, sure, I'd pay attention, spend all day looking at this, but from 10 to 10:30, if that's all the market's gonna give me, then it's fine. Let's take a look at forex before we end this. So, so the dollar is trading lower, about to take out this short-term swing low. So dollar going lower is likely indices going higher. Not all the time though, so it's one of those things I don't pay too much attention to, because even though that's true, sometimes uh, it seems like a 50-50 thing to me. So when it comes to currencies, sure, but in the indices, the dollar could be going higher, lower, and indices do whatever they want half the time. Okay, so that's a little silver bullet buy. So I'm really hoping this is probably the low of the week, and then we get some sort of swing low here, and this would be my target for the rest of the week and for the next following weeks, really drawing all the way up into here, the BISI in here, not BISI but a SIBI. But overall, folks, just getting back to the groove, allow myself a lot of leeway, give myself a lot of margin for error. Now let's take a look. Certainly not as clean as I as I usually am, but going short from this, it's still money that was made, paper money that is. So not too shabby, but overall though, we can do better, and I will moving forward, getting back to the groove, getting back to it. Even today, I didn't even check the economic calendar just to show you how I'm way out of it. I'm just now trying to get back into it, specifically for November. And then the first 2 weeks of December, I really won't be trading at all. So just focus on my business and stuff like that. But early next year, there's a lot of big things coming. So just stay tuned for that. But overall, certainly hope you guys found this video insightful. I know it's lengthy. I know a lot of you guys don't have the patience for it, watching the candles paint. But overall, when you're trading, you pretty much have to do the same thing I just did. You have to actually think out loud, or however you think, about the trade and make these decisions. Because this can very well go lower over the next few hours. Actually go to our targets, really. This low right here. But is it worth the risk? To me, it's not. Too choppy, too slow. I don't want to deal with it. To you, it may be different, but to each its own. But I certainly hope you found this video insightful, and I'll be doing a few more throughout the coming weeks just to get back into it. And I do apologize for being inactive, but hey, duty calls, been making money. So wherever the grass is greener, that's where I've been focused on. But I still like trading. I like the rush, like the uncertainty of it. It's my first love, really my only love. But besides that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day.